Welcome to episode 94 of Cougars on Cougars. This is Jess. I'm Mary. We're back with you after a very exciting, finally, win over Utah.
A fun win over Utah. It wasn't like a nail-biter.
So fun.
It
Not
was
a nail-biter.
Fun, start to finish.
I feel like it's always a nail-biter with Utah, and like there were moments where I was like, oh, it's going to get close, and then it never did. It was delightful.
This team doesn't stress me out, which is new for me.
Yeah, Cardiac Cougs, R.I.P. Cardiac Cougs.
I hope so. Knock on wood.
I mean, yeah, knock on wood for sure. So this is our pre-Christmas episode. We do have a Christmas-themed segment coming up, but we, of course, first have to discuss that brilliant win, and our quote of the week comes from that game.
Courtesy of the great Bill Walton, who was doing color commentary that game. He had many
colorful
gems.
It was.
But this is the one we picked, and it is "You only live once," which is so great. How has nobody made that pun yet? I haven't heard that yet. That was the first time I heard it.
I think probably Greg Wrubell has, but for some reason it like hasn't taken off. We're gonna try and get it to take off here. It's fantastic,
You only live once.
And more importantly, comes from the mouth of Bill Walton.
It's so great.
We were just talking before we went on air about how it's like watching the game with your crazy grandpa, and we just loved it. We were both at the game, but you know, his commentary was all over Twitter. I went back and rewatched, and it was so worthwhile to go back and rewatch.
I can imagine. Well, I mean, just that's the type of game you want to rewatch anyway.
Yeah, I probably would have rewatched it anyway. Unbelievable. I was dying laughing. So this is from BYU Basketball. They said, "Welcome to Provo, Bill Walton. Kyle Chilton took him and toured him around campus. He's there with the tree of, what is that? The tree of life? The tree of knowledge? I don't know what that thing is called. And with that Native American statue. There he is with Carl G. Mazer.
And Mitch Juergens.
Yep, and the infamous Cougar paw, which he legit clawed Roxy Bernstein in the face with during the broadcast. Just fantastic.
And of course, classic Keep Provo Awkward shirt, which she sported.
Yes, I don't know where that shirt came from. I know everyone wants it, but it's almost fitting that only he has it.
Yeah, that's true.
It almost is fitting.
Just let him have it.
He's just great. I saw that Elijah's latest vlog, which is really fun, with talking about the Utah game. He included even some of Bill Walton's commentary because Bill Walton talked about the vlog.
Oh, nice.
So the guy does his research, gave a shout out. Gotta love Bill Walton. So anyway, that leads us right into our coaching from the couch. So BYU wins 77-65 by 12 points. Quite a healthy margin.
It was dominated the whole way. There were a couple lead changes in the beginning, and then it was just Cougs from the rest of the way.
I went back and looked. I think it was about 14-27 when the Cougars took, I think, a 10-9 lead, and I don't think we trailed after that. The closest they got it was to within 5 right when we got back from half, and even that was very fleeting. It was an overall dominant performance.
Thanks to Peyton Dastrup. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, thanks to Peyton Dastrup and others.
Yes, for sure.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves. It was hard to say what went wrong for this game because there were some things.
For me, I'll start. What went wrong for me was right before halftime. There was probably the 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 minutes leading up to halftime. We had pushed the lead to, I think, 12 or 13. And suddenly started getting sloppy. Lots of turnovers. The stat that I saw was from Drew the Hoop on Twitter. And he said BYU went their first 25 possessions without a turnover. And then the last 10 possessions before half, they had 6 turnovers. So, so that was like all right before halftime. And we had a lot of empty possessions. And that was a little frustrating.
And maybe that's why it was so close right when they got back from the half.
Right, yeah. So we still had a lead going into halftime, but it should have been a lot better than it was closing out that.
We ended up with 14 on the night, and Utah had 13, just in case anyone wanted to know.
Yeah. A lot of those were charges. A lot of turnovers.
What is a charge?
Yeah, that is a good question. Okay. What was your what went wrong?
For my what went wrong, I really had a hard time picking. It's funny how easy it is to ignore mistakes in games like these. So I went with Yoli's cramps because, first of all, they gave me a heart attack. And I was telling Jess, the people around us did not appropriately react. I was about to faint, and everyone else was just unassumedly.
I was worried it was his ankle at first.
That's why I was so worried.
Yeah,
and to see him go back into the tunnel too, freaked me out. Like, the whole time he was in the tunnel, I had a hard time focusing on the game, which is another reason it was nice to go back and rewatch, because it was kind of like a blur. But he did come back out, and he actually went back in, even though he probably shouldn't have. Even Bill Walton said he probably shouldn't have. It was a good thing we were pretty much in control, though. But it was just what went wrong, because what if we weren't in control? We really need Yoli in those situations, and I feel like cramps can and can't be prevented. I mean, if you're prone to them, then there's only so much you can do. But I hope that they're doing 100% of the things they can do to prevent those cramps. And as I said on Twitter, someone needs to get him some pickle juice. It really does work. My husband brings that to his football games and gives it to his kids that get cramps. Yeah,
so. I'll bet it doesn't happen again.
Should we bring some for him?
Maybe just in case.
Throw it at the court. We'll
that
get
happens,
ejected.
and Mary's like in the stands. I've got pickle juice.
Yeah, look for that at the next home game.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so let's move on to what went right. Much more fun, and there was much more of that. So, Coach Tyler, what's yours?
There's a lot to pick from for what went right, but I think overall, I think for me it was bench play. You know, you have your starters, and especially in a game like this where it's a big game and you have a couple of your starters struggling. So in this game, TJ House had 4 points.
Luke Worthington
had 2, I think, at the very end. So when you have nights like that, you need the guys on the bench to come in and actually score and contribute and help you win these games like that. Otherwise, it's going to be almost impossible
Peyton
to win.
Dastrup, McKay Cannon, and Zach Sellius, very good. Oh, it was only the 3 of them. It's crazy, but their play was huge.
Yep. So Peyton came in, had 8 points. McKay and Zach each had 7. So that was big. And McKay had a couple steals. Zach had a couple field goals.
And Zach played 26
rebounds.
minutes too, which is more than Luke played. So that's a very big bench contributor for you.
True.
So my what went right, I feel like it directly balances Jess's. I just have to talk about Elijah. So you had your star play, but Elijah was your steadying heartbeat the whole time. And I thought about it, and I'm like, did Elijah really explode after Yoli went down? No, Elijah was just
the whole
consistent
time.
play the whole game, and it wasn't just one place, it was everywhere. You want to talk about impressive stat lines. I mean, he had 29 and 9. I think he had 4 assists, 3 rebounds. 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and he had a block, too. I mean, he was everywhere, and I remember when I was rewatching one play where he missed, and he followed up his own miss with a make. I think he was driving to the hoop. It was late in the second half. But I just thought to myself, like, he was on another level in a different zone.
Yeah, he was very determined that night. The thing that I loved from him that night that I think I tweeted about too was those back-to-back threes that he took.
Yeah.
Just the fact that he had the confidence to take that and knock it down. Love that.
And I think that's just where his headspace was on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. He was like, I don't care if you're in my face. He had a couple open threes in the first half. Second half, he had guys in his face, and he still knocked him down. It was fun.
He was a sight to behold on Saturday.
Yeah,
there's coaching from the couch.
Okay, we want to do a Cougs and Culture segment since it is almost Christmas, about a week away, less than a week. And we want to talk this time about our Christmas wish lists for football and basketball and also for the fans. Yeah. So we're going to start with football, and we're each going to say a couple or something that we would like for. Yeah.
It's just a gift or a wish.
Sure.
That we
for
have
these programs. So, Mary, what do you want for BYU football?
Yes, for BYU football, I gave this some thought, and what I really want, and this might be the BYU homer in me, is for Ty to stay on as quarterbacks coach. Ooh. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding this, and I won't deny that it might not be the best thing, and maybe Jeff Grimes says someone else, but I love Ty. I know everyone loves Ty. I think that quarterbacks coach is maybe where he should have been from the start, and only been, and so I would just really like to see him kind of have that chance to stay around, affect the program. I think it would be nice to have him be able to focus on that. So it might be a lofty wish, but it's Christmas. So
yeah, don't come after us for these. These are our wishes. So you can have your own wishes. It's fine.
What's yours?
For me, the one thing I'd really like BYU football to have is a healthy quarterback for a whole season.
Can you imagine? I don't even remember what that's like.
I don't either. And preferably more than one season, 2 or 3 or 4 seasons.
Let's not get greedy.
I know, but for now, I will take one full season with the same healthy quarterback starting
whoever
every game.
It may be, right?
Yeah, I don't even care. As long as they get to play the whole season.
Yes, amen. I totally agree. For basketball, Jess has one that I know we both share.
I've put a lot of thought into this. There's one thing that I really, really want from BYU Basketball, and that is for them to bring back the lip sync videos. And this is not just for, like, any team specific. This is specific to this team. I want this team to do it. Yeah. Because you've got Luke Worthington back, who was in the original ones. You've got, like, Peyton Dastra and Yoli Childs and Elijah Bryan, all kind of goofballs.
TJ did that spinoff when he was at Lone Peak.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. TJ did too. So you have these guys that, you know, love each other and have so much fun together. Yeah. I think it would be
They would have so much fun with it. For me, I want Dalton Nixon back. I know we both had that same thought during the Utah game. Yes. It's like we were still really, really great on the court, but I just had this nagging feeling in my mind the whole time that I just wish Dalton could have played.
Yeah, and I don't know what the rule is really about how, you know, why they have to sit behind the bench in warm-ups. Yeah. Like, I wanted Dalton on the bench. Yeah. I mean, he's the type of guy that, you know, encourages and coaches and all this kind of stuff. Player. I'm like, I want you to be sitting with your teammates, talking to them about this game. So,
But hopefully he will be all healed up shortly after Christmas. So I think that's a pretty realistic Christmas wish there.
Yes, I sure hope so. We need him back ASAP.
Yes. Okay, so what about our dear fans? These are our wishes for them.
Yeah.
And, this Christmas season.
Sort of
our
things
gifts
that the
we
fans
want to give to you.
Yeah, that the fans can give to these programs.
Yeah, that too.
I'll start. So for basketball, I think probably the best thing we give them is more atmosphere, more games like the one on Saturday.
It was unreal.
It's so loud. I forgot how loud it can be in there when it's a huge game because you don't get those too often anymore.
No.
It was very loud. You know, people were into it.
The rock was clear up to the top.
Yeah, and can I mention though too? We didn't get to mention this in our recap. But Coach Schroyer was like on the court, like getting the crowd into it.
See that? Wow. That's amazing.
Like multiple times.
Yeah. So and they feed off of that. Yoli was doing it. Elijah was doing it. Peyton, of course, was doing it. They feed off of your guys' energy.
And they know it helps.
Yeah,
they really do.
And it really does, because I think we've both been in the Marriott Center when it has been not that atmosphere, and there is a very, very clear difference. If you go back and rewatch the game, it's difficult but worth it to hear Bill Walton. Our second one is we would like to give you all, I wish we could give you all, it's only something you can do for yourself, the gift of low expectations. You know, one of our mottos is that low expectations are the key to happiness. I don't know how anyone could not have low expectations after that football season.
I don't know. I feel like already with the announcement of our new offensive coordinator, the expectations are like rising again. And I'm like, slow it down.
I think that was the main reason behind our gift. No matter how great this guy is, he's a new offensive coordinator. Give him a break. Right. Give yourself a break. And we promise this is only for your own good. This gift of low expectations.
Hey, and low expectations has done great things for the basketball program.
Amen. All right. So there are our Christmas wish lists. Let us know what yours are. We will start off Talk of the Town with perhaps the biggest news of the week that was huge and then kind of got overshadowed by basketball, and we've been alluding to it, but we have a new offensive coordinator.
Officially. Even had a press conference.
Yes, he did. And it is, drumroll please, you all already know, Jeff Grimes from LSU, which I really think is akin to the Heath Schroyer hire.
I hope so.
I think in both instances, it was kind of everyone's ideal candidate, but no one actually thought we were going to get them. And then guess what? We got them both.
Yeah, and I love that, like Heath Schroyer, he has a lot of coaching experience, and he is a bit of a yeller and strict, and is going to get some of these guys in line, which I also appreciate.
Yes, I saw a quote from an LSU player saying that, like, he hated him and loved him, and we have mentioned before that this is exactly what this program needs. They need a bad guy, but a bad guy that they also respect and love. Yes. It seems like he has the potential to be that. As Vanquish the Foe says, it's very, very exciting hire. You can read about it there, and we will certainly be spotlighting him when we get back in the new year.
And it seemes like he's definitely taking his time and trying to get the right guys in the position, coaches.
Totally.
So, which I appreciate,
he said he wants the best guys possible, and I believe he'll do that.
Right. Starts with coaching.
Yeah, speaking of that.
This is from BYU Sports Nation. And this was Coach Grimes said, "We will have an exciting offense that will be absolutely fun to watch. It will be cutting edge."
An avant-garde offense?
That's what we need.
It is.
If you're BYU, you want to compete with these schools, you have to be cutting edge.
Yep.
I've talked to my family about this before, too, that one of the reasons Boise State has been so relevant is because of the things that they throw into their offense.
Yeah,
when they were
spice
rising
it up, totally.
in the beginning, trick plays and all that kind of stuff. So I'd love to see some of that from BYU.
Totally. Sounds like Jeff Grimes is the right guy for the job. We're obviously very excited and look forward to talking about that a lot more throughout the offseason.
For sure.
Next, exciting news from Chaz Ayu. I don't think he was planning on serving a mission, but it's funny how BYU will change that in a guy.
Interesting.
So he tweeted, he quote tweeted his dad, who said that Chaz is going to Rancho Cucamonga, California, and Chaz said that he is leaving in January, so we will be without him at safety. This is nothing new for BYU. We'll just
it's not. It was a bit of a surprise, though. It was cool that he got his call.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting
Nice picture.
Yeah.
So,
good luck to Chaz.
See him in a couple of years, I guess. Colby Pearson was signed to the practice squad for the Packers.
It's good.
So, another Packer.
We can be the BYU Packers again instead of the BYU Packer.
So, congrats to Colby. That's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully it'll stick. Okay, now moving into basketball, we just obviously freaking love this quote from Coach Kristoviak, who said after the game that BYU is a formidable team and that we gave Utah what they deserved and that we kicked their butts.
Yeah, he did. I mean, if you listen to his comments post-game, he was actually very complimentary about BYU. He knows they're a good team. There's a reason he doesn't want to play us, especially at home.
There's a real reason he doesn't want to play us.
Yes, exactly. So, and he just kind of said, they were the better team. They deserved to win. They kicked our butts.
Yeah, I don't have, I'm not going to say I have any respect for the guy, but I don't, because I don't, but at least he told the truth here. There you go.
There you go. Another interesting thing from Cougar stats. So, BYU now leads the basketball series against Utah 130 to 128.
Took a 2-game edge.
Take that, Utah.
Hopefully it just keeps getting bigger the berth.
131, 128 if we would have played last year.
I know. I just think it's so funny how those rivalry all-time records are always so close. Elijah got this award from WCC Hoops, who said that junior guard Elijah Bryant led the Cougars to a convincing win against arch rival Utah and is the WCC Hoops Player of the Week. First time a BYU player has gotten the honors so far this year. It's obviously still early, but
that's one of the bigger games West Coast teams have played so far.
Yep.
So this is John D. Lattinen. Hopefully I said that right. This picture of Jashir says, when you see guys out here not respecting women.
I hadn't seen that picture of Jashir. That face is amazing, first of all.
I know. It needs to be in more memes.
Yes, that needs to spiral and be a meme. Elijah did one where he was saying when you have to take a final at 7 a.m. It's a very, very funny reaction meme, true. For sure.
When your kids wake up at 7 a.m. That would be mine. 6 a.m. not 7.
So what we've got for what's coming up next, we won't have a show next week. Next week is Christmas. Obviously, we're going to go ahead and take that off. We will be back in the new year, so look for new episodes then. We're getting pretty close to 100 episodes. Can you believe it?
No, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Tonight is the Coach Rose show, and it is his birthday.
Yeah, today.
Happy birthday, Coach Rose.
Yay! Should we sing to him like Bill Walton did? Bill Walton sang happy birthday to Dave Rose on the broadcast because of course he did.
Great. Yeah, of course he did.
60th birthday. It's a big one.
It is. I remember when we did Coach Rose's 50th birthday.
Wow.
So this is a little strange. But yeah, birthday edition of the Rose Show. They'll be having cake. Mm-hmm. So if you are coming, I will be there.
Yep.
Mary, I'm trying to get Mary to come.
I want to go. See. 6 p.m. It'll be on BYU TV if you can't go. And Yoli is the player guest. So you know you don't want to miss that. And I saw Jerem tweet and say that he promises he won't get like cramps during the show. And I left.
And walk off the little court they have.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be funny. Games this week. Yes. BYU plays Idaho State on Thursday night at 7 p.m. at the Marriott Center. And then again on Saturday, they're playing Texas Southern.
Yes.
7 p.m. at the Marriott Center. Both on BYU TV. If you're in Provo, please get there. The students will be gone.
Yeah.
So.
It'll be, obviously, the atmosphere will not be the same as it was at Utah, but we can still do what you can. And then hopefully everyone will be back in town the next week because conference play begins. We've got Portland next week on Thursday and then St. Mary's big game on Saturday. It's an afternoon game. That one's at 2 p.m. We'll tweet out the game info as we always do. Stay tuned for that. Go Cougars. Hopefully we have 4 more wins coming up. I like this win streak. I don't want it to end anytime soon.
I know. You'd love to be 11-2 going into conference play, right?
Yes, we're just knocking on wood left and right today.
Sure.
Okay, so as for our first sponsor, we chose Donny Osmond, this great tweet from BYU Swag. He somehow comes up with these old pictures that are amazing. This is from 1977, when the Donny and Marie show filmed a segment for their show at BYU. And I just have to read what it says. So funny. It says, Donny Osmond was playing wide receiver, racing downfield through the defense. Lavelle Edwards told BYU's defense not to tackle Donny for the show, but John Neal flat out nailed him anyway.
I wonder if they were like buddies and he did it, or if he just, who knows.
Regardless of the circumstances, it's pretty funny. And hopefully I will say
okay.
He looks pretty nice in that BYU jersey.
You can pull it off. I don't know. Might need to bulk up a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's fine. And then also our second sponsor, we have to give a shout out to the Eli Yoli bromance.
They need a ship name. Well, Yoli's name Yoli. Kind of is a ship name for them.
Yo, Eli. I don't know.
EO.
Yeah, we'll figure that out later. But anyway, we're both huge fans of this romance. We love how they play on the court together and how they act off the court.
Yes, so. Please go watch this GIF repeatedly like we have. May you always stay loyal to the white and blue. For Jess, I'm Mary. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Merry Christmas.